Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm getting so tired of my phone just doing extra stuff, bro. Like, it's just always trying to mess with me, bro. I just sat here and recorded like a whole 8-minute video, just me just yapping, nigga. And this shit just gonna do, bro, it's just gonna delete the audio, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, how does it even delete the audio, bro? Literally recording straight off my phone. But I ain't even gonna lie, I got a little bit of wine in me, so I'm a little bit tipsy. No, I'm just playing. Not really, though. But here's the thing, though. Basically, what I want to talk to y'all about is this little concept that's going around. It's not really something that's going around. It's not really like it's new knowledge. Because it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, the universe is timeless. You know, we see this brought up in many different ways, shapes, and forms, and religions and spirituality. There is no beginning, there is no end. So, with that being the case, that brings up the concept of infinite and infinity, which, you know, you bring that into play, you know, timelessness is just honestly just a fucking logical output of that input. It's just a logical result type shit. I don't really feel like getting too deep into it, but basically the concept explains that the universe is not bound by time, especially the spiritual nature of it. And even in some ways, just life itself is unbound by time. But the thing is, that changes whenever you are given a singular perspective. Whenever you live in a type of vessel or body, or you just inhabit some type of state of being that is temporary, that becomes not true. Because us as humans, we come to this planet, we get born into these vessels, we get born into these bodies to our parents as infants, and then we come back. No. And then we grow up, get old, and then we fucking die. I don't want to make it all gloomy and shit, but like, I mean, we know this. We know this. We need to stop acting like we don't. So, with people, I've just been noticing that in the spiritual community, people have been like stressing this like timeless nature of life. And it's like, we are timeless beings and this and that, but like, bruh, we literally live on a timer, my nigga. Like, so are we gonna sit here and just act like we don't come here and like live for a certain amount of time and then, gotta, transition? You feel me? So what are you gonna tell me, just to stop fucking chasing my goals and stop chasing my dreams and just slow down until I don't fucking achieve nothing until I'm 70? Why would I do that? Why would I sit there and slow down when I have the power and strength in my body right now as a 22-year-old? That's my age right now. I'm 22 years old. Why would I sit here and slow down when I got the power and the strength in my body to keep going and keep pushing? Why would I slow down? Like, come on, we gotta make that make sense, bro. Why am I gonna slow down? Why am I gonna stop trying to be all that I can be? Why am I gonna stop trying to become the best version of myself that I can possibly? Like, I can understand the thought process behind that, saying like, you don't need to stress yourself to death trying to become this or trying to become that or reach this certain goal or get here or get there. But that don't mean not to keep pushing for it. That don't mean to sit around and just wait until shit happens. And like, I don't know. I'm just not really messing with the way that people is talking, on these platforms nowadays, and the people that got a whole bunch of influence. I'm not really messing with the ways that they like are deciding to express this concept. And they can feel some type of way about it if they want to. I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm gonna keep it real. But when it comes to like, yeah, timelessness, it's like that in a spiritual sense. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's not really needed that you don't need to really worry about the time, and you don't really need to worry about the timing of things. But that don't mean that you're just gonna sit there and just wait around for timing to come find you. You gonna live life, and like a whole bunch of times, I'm sure that even some of the people that might watch this message know that this really do be how it be working. And you just be living normally, and then guess what? Some stuff happens in divine timing as you're doing what you think is best. Something just ends up boom, 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 redirecting stuff to happen in a way that's just like, holy crap. How did that just happen like that? That's gotta be God. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like in this community that's rising or just freaking spreading they freaking word, they daily bread, they talking in a way of like, no, you supposed to wait on God, and then things are just gonna just align in a certain way. It's like, bro, yeah, you supposed to wait on God, but like that don't mean just sit still and wait on God, bro. A whole bunch of times, what I've noticed in my life, whenever I see divine timing happen, is when I'm just doing my own thing, when I'm doing what I believe I should be doing in a moment, and then that's when stuff just aligns through me just moving how I think I should move. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, before I had my spiritual awakening, bro, like I wasn't even aware of that stuff. So how could I not like that? That's literally how God came to me, was by aligning stuff where I didn't know that God was about to align some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like people are trying to predict divine timing when you can't really do that. Like, like I was saying, with my spiritual awakening, I started noticing these things, but I had never really fully put it together until my big boom spiritual awakening type shit. But like, guess what? As I'm just moving normally throughout my life as an unawakened individual, God's putting these certain things in the way on purpose while I'm just moving normally, completely unaware that God is doing these things. Yeah, I'm taking notice to these things happening in front of me, and it's making me sit and just be like, what was up with that? What's going on there? Dang. And then it comes to that all coming together type moment where it's like, oh, boom, spiritual awakening. But that don't happen just because you sat around waiting for God to give you a spiritual awakening, bro. That happened while you moving. You understand? That happens while I'm moving, while I'm doing stuff. I'm working a job. I got people that come up to me at the job trying to share some spiritual knowledge that they got, and it's kind of going in one ear and out the other because I'm not awakened yet. I got my cousin showing me like these Chosen One videos and stuff like that when I'm not really 100% knowing what it's even talking about. It's like some of the stuff's resonating, but I'm still not really 100% awakened. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really 100% like, I know what's going on now. No, I wasn't at that point yet. But guess what? God was still throwing stuff in my path as I'm just moving like a normal person. As I'm just going to work. As I'm just doing this. As I'm still going and hanging out with friends. As I'm still doing this and doing that, smoking, all these different things, bro. It's not like I was living like some type of angel saint freaking being divinely guided by the freaking wand of Jesus Christ himself, bro. Like, nah. I was literally just moving around like a regular person, just doing what I thought to be the best thing to do in those moments. Just from that perspective. You feel me? So I know I just started rambling on a little bit. I just started rambling on a little bit right there. But here's the thing. This is one thing, this is a little thing that I've been thinking of on my own. But like, so you know how you take a piece of infinity that's still infinity, right? So, you know, in real life, I'm like 5'6", 5'7", you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when we really think about it, though, I'm really, like, infinitely tall. Because, like, you know, life is infinite. And, like, the universe is infinite. So, like, if you take a piece of infinity, it's like, you know, it's another piece of infinity. You feel me? So, like, I may be 5'6", but in reality, on some real, technically, I'm like infinitely tall. But that's another thing that I was getting at, though, because, like, you know, on the real, like, that technically is true. But like somebody saying that, you know, we in these physical vessels were timeless. It'd be like somebody saying that, oh, I'm heightless. But then you look up on the top shelf at Walmart, they can't reach that. It's because even if that is the case, when it comes to conceptually, you still can't reach that. Like, I don't know how else to put that, bro. Like, you still do not live forever. You still cannot reach that top shelf at Walmart. So you might be heightless, but you're not heightless enough, okay? And sorry, I'm looking over here, but it's because I'm recording with my phone. So, you know, camera's over here. What's up, y'all? I'm sorry. My fault. But yeah, that's like saying you heightless, bro. It's like, it don't work like that, bro. At the end of the day, we are still attached to physical vessels, and due to living a physical life, we are limited in certain ways. Now, our minds may be limitless. Our spirits may be limitless. But these physical bodies, they're not limitless. You cannot jump up off the ground right now and start flying through the air if you wanted to. You cannot do that. And maybe sometime in the future you might be able to, but right now I do not know a single human being that can do that. So if you want to argue about it, go ahead. Go ahead. I like to see you do something like that. I would love to see that, for real. But, you know, until niggas do that, nigga, shut up. But alright. You know, that's about it, though. That's really all I wanted to share. Y'all stay wise. Don't let everything that everybody says just, like, go straight to your head. You know, take everything with a grain of salt. Even take the stuff that I'm saying to you with a grain of salt. Don't just immediately just think like, oh, Design know what he talking about. Man, look, that's my name, by the way, Design. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself. It's my first video on here. My name's Design. Nice to meet you. Hopefully, you know, we can build a strong relationship on this YouTube channel. And hopefully, you know, y'all mess with me and stuff like that. You know, because I mess with y'all, you know. But, you know. But yeah, no, just don't believe everything that y'all hear on the internet, man. I know that, you know, that's an old saying. People been saying that, but just don't believe everything, man. Some people out here be talking out their neck. They don't even really be knowing what they talking about, bro. And that's what I'm, like, really, that's the main reason why I even want to talk on this channel, bro, because I just see too many people talking like they know something. But really, when you think about it, the smartest people out here in the world, bro, know that we know nothing, bro. So it's like, and it just be annoying me that some people will be so stubborn and dead set on what it is that they believe, not knowing that God gives people different perspectives for a reason. There's somebody that done went through some stuff that you might not be 100% clear on. And if you talk to them and actually allow yourself to hear their viewpoint or perspective, they might be able to, you know, expand your perspective and expand your understanding in an area where you're not, you know, fully adept. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think, man. I don't think that I know anything. Like, I know that I know some stuff, but I don't think that there's just nobody that can teach me anything, bro. Like, bro, there's people that can teach me all different types of stuff. Bro, I do not know everything about a fucking car. Somebody could teach me how to work a car or freaking fix a car. I do not know everything that there is to know about spirituality, but I know a good amount. I'll tell you that. But I do not know everything that there is about life because I have not lived every single aspect of life, bro. So if you're a person that just thinks that somebody can't tell you nothing, bro, like you got to really check yourself right there because, like, bro, you don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. That's why we need to be open to criticism. We need to be open to people being able to, you know, tell you something. You know what I'm saying? You can always learn. That's one thing. This is a teaching ground. This life is a teaching ground. This place is a place to learn. You can always learn something new. And, you know, it ain't nothing wrong with being wrong sometimes, bro. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, some of the greatest leaders out there, I guarantee if you let's say you had a leader, all right? Let's just keep it simple. If you had a leader and, you know, you had the choice between a leader that didn't listen to anything that you said or a leader that would take some things that you maybe came up with into consideration. Like, let's say a teacher. Let's say you said something that questioned the way that the teacher taught. Would you rather the teacher that just completely shuts that down and is just like, yeah, I'm not changing anything about the way that I teach? Or would you rather the teacher that's going to be like, that's an interesting perspective, Jacob. You know what? I'm going to think about that one. You know, it might not be logical to do, but, you know, I'm going to think about that one, Jacob. Now, that's a really good question. You know, I understand. Like, you know what I'm saying, though? Like, bro, like, good leaders can take criticism from the people that they're supposed to be, you know, leading. You know what I'm saying? Good leaders can listen and actually hear concerns and problems with how things are being handled in the ways that they are at the current moment. Like, you know, at the end of the day, bro, we gotta be able to adapt. Adaptation is one of humans' strongest characteristics, bro. We've always been able to adapt. So, like, I just feel like if you want to be a good leader, bro, you just gotta, like, you gotta be compassionate and empathetic, bro. You gotta be strong as well, not to allow people to just tell you anything and you just go for whatever. But, like, I feel like y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. You gotta be able to hear people. You gotta be able to hear the people that need to be heard. You gotta be able to hear that stuff, bro. And not just ignore people, bro. And just only be focused on what you want out of stuff. Because that's not how leaders operate, bro. Not true leaders. But yeah, I know I just went off topic like crazy, bro. I just got the rants and I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, that little bit of wine is doing something. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But hey, y'all have a great day or night whenever y'all watching this. You know, maybe y'all watching this at night. And I was able to, you know, sweet talk you to sleep and stuff like that. If you're a lady. If you're a dude, then click off the video right now. That's weird. That's weird. Why would you let me do that? But hey, no, for real. Y'all have a good night, good day, whenever it is for y'all, what time it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just want to say much love to anybody that stayed to this point in the video. I wish y'all the best. And like I said, man, don't let anybody just tell you anything. Don't let nothing. Keep your eyes open, man. Keep them peeled. Don't let people fool you, bro. Like, do your own research, man. Do the research for yourself. All right. So, yeah. I love y'all, man. Take care of yourselves.